What up? What's happening? What it do? It's your boy Big Trail, Big Trail's Vlogcast. Give yourself a round of applause, please. Yes. Always clap for yourself. Be your number one cheerleader. Have confidence in yourself, because if you don't, nobody's gonna have confidence in you. We're gonna get into this video. This is a reaction from by a dude named The Unpopular Vic on Facebook. And this is the conversation between, should I use a washcloth or should I not use a washcloth? This is that whole debate. And I've seen the clip of these guys, this married couple, already about a couple of months ago. But we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna watch his reaction, and then we're gonna react to it. All right, let's get it.
Washcloth when taking a shower, a poor person thing?
I think the washcloth is a poor person thing.
I've only met poors who use them.
Let me just take a moment here. So that clip was from Your Mom's House podcast, and the two hosts are actually husband and wife. But their comments have sparked a huge debate online.
It has.
Some people are saying the couple is dirty for not using a washcloth, while others are giving their take on how they're washing themselves, with some people even going as far as chucking it up to cultural differences. So we contacted a cosmetic dermatologist and asked if washcloths are recommended by professionals, and this is what he said.
Even though it sounds like a good idea, washing with a face cloth is not the best choice. It can collect dirt, dead skin cells, and you can even get bacterial overgrowth, especially if you use the face cloth multiple times and don't wash it. Some people recommend loofah or sponge to wash the skin. I don't think that these are great choices either. Because of the fibers and the way they're intermingled, it's a great area where you can collect dirt, dead skin cells, and get bacterial overgrowth. The best method to wash your skin is to use your hands. You can do it softly and is non-irritating. In addition, it's also...
A doctor is saying, a dermatologist saying, to use your goddamn hands, and you people don't listen. The grooves on your hand removes dirt with soap and water. Please listen, you don't need to use a washcloth.
You know what? Just the smug, the arrogance on them. You got one dermatologist that said that. Now, I'm not saying he's wrong, but I'm saying, like, we'll find something, we'll find someone to support our, our views, and then we'll run with it. Now, what if there was 4 other ones that said, nah, using a washcloth is good? I guaranteed he would stick with the one that said, you don't need to use it. Now, the dermatologist said, like, if you use them, they need to be clean. So what I do for myself is every time I use a washcloth, when I get done with it, I'll put some soap on it and I'll kind of wash it out, right, as I'm in the shower. Or even if I just wipe off my face, I'll wash it out with some soap. That way you keep it clean, so that bacteria and stuff like that doesn't grow in it. And out here in Atlanta, you need fresh washcloths. Believe that. But let's go back to this married couple. This married couple, just, you can smell the entitlement on them, right? Just the way they talk, right? And then, they calling people poor. The original clip, he was like, oh, I went over I stayed the night at this poor person's house. And just the smug look on his face, you're like, I got ready to take a shower, and he handed me a washcloth, and I was like, what's this? And I don't use it, and I threw it back at him. You didn't throw that back at him. You took that washcloth, took it in the bathroom, and maybe you didn't use it, but I doubt that you threw it back at somebody. Okay, here's my opinion on it. If you don't use washcloths, don't use them. If you use washcloths, continue to use them. Wash your washcloth out when you're finished in the shower, when you're finished washing your face in the sink. Take some soap, wash it out real quick, and make sure you change it every couple days. Right? Let's not make this a big deal. People were getting so offended when they said poor. When they said poor, people automatically think black, and we got to get our minds away from that. There's poor white people in the world. There's poor Asians. There's poor Hispanics in the world, right? So how do you know they were talking about blacks? Because that's the mindset that you have. Anytime you hear poor, you automatically think black. Whenever I hear poor, I don't automatically jump to black. They could have been talking about black people, but we don't know that. They didn't say black people. You heard poor and you just automatically assumed they were talking about black people. We have to stop that. And the other thing is, once we're done using the washcloth, normally when we rinse off our body, what do? I know I do. I use my hand and I rinse off, right? I use my hand to rinse off the soap. So if you use a washcloth, Another thing is just use your hand when you're rinsing your body off. That way you can wash off all the dead skin cells that they're talking about, right? You know, with this debate, there's one thing that I have to talk about. I have to ask you about. If you don't want to use a washcloth, that's cool, but not to be disgusting, but what do you do with your butthole? What do you do with that? What do you do with that? Because you know the butthole has grooves and crevices, and it's not a flat surface. You can't just wipe your hand across it and think it is clean. That's why they make cleaning wipes, right? When we use the bathroom, you got cleaning wipes. That's temporary until you can get to the shower. You wipe it, stuff comes off. What do you do with your butthole? If you're not using a washcloth, if you're not using anything, how do you get your butthole clean? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that you have to start using washcloths, but how do you get it clean? And like I said, it's cultural differences. Generally, I know a lot of black families use washcloths. I know that. I've seen some Hispanics use it. I've seen some Asians use them. But culturally, white people don't use washcloths. I've seen countless interviews where white people say that they shower twice a week. When they get in the shower, they only wash their hair. There was this one female said when she gets in the shower, she shampoos her hair, and they said, "What about the rest of your body?" She's like, "Nah, I just let the water run down my body." She doesn't even use her hand to wash off her body or soap. So I don't know what's going on. This debate is crazy, and the point is, we have to stop letting people trigger us over something stupid. I use washcloths. I'm gonna continue to use them. I don't care what this dermatologist said. I change my rags out or my washcloths out regularly. I clean them every time I use them. So I'm okay with it. All right. When I rinse myself off, I'm rubbing my arms, I'm rubbing my chest, I'm rubbing my legs, getting the soap off. So that takes care of that. All right. So I probably made this video way longer than it needed to be, but I just had to get that off my chest. So this your boy Big Trell, Big Trell's Blogcast. Shots fired. Shots fired. Oh my God. Oh my God. Give yourself a round of applause, please. All right. Now y'all go home. Have a good one. It's your boy. Let's get it. Get it.